Hey everyone, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my January lifestyle favorites with you guys. Michael, you were so distracting. I have all this stuff on the windowsill and he's trying to attack a bird from inside when it's outside and he looks like he's gonna knock it all over. Anyway, so this is my January lifestyle favorites video. I know this is going up a little bit late. My life has just been crazy as usual. As I always disclaim, whatever. We are first going to start with food because I do have some refrigerated items that I want to put back in the fridge before they get bad. The first thing that we're going to talk about, we got to talk about chocolate, guys. We got to start off with chocolate. But I'm going to talk about the Enjoy Life dark chocolate regular size morsels, which first of all, I really appreciate that it's at my local grocery store, so it makes it really easy to get. And it is 69% cocoa. It is dairy, nut, and soy free. It is gluten free. It's vegan friendly. That's a thing that I love about Enjoy Life. They have a lot of products that kind of hit multiple allergies because, you know, not everyone is free of allergies. Some people have one allergy, and there's actually a lot of people, when they have one allergy, they end up having multiple allergies. So I think that this is really a good brand to go to for that kind of stuff. But yeah, so a whole list of our products are free from wheat, dairy, peanuts, tree nuts, eggs, soy, fish, and shellfish. But these are really great. They're dark chocolate. What I like to do is mix them into a trail mix, or I pick at them whenever I just need a little bit of chocolate in my life, which is always. So throughout the day, I may like take a couple of chocolate chips, I put them on my trail mix, whatever the case may be. Sometimes if I have ice cream, I will just sprinkle some of this on my ice cream. But they are really good. I'm so glad that they are, you know, convenient enough to get. A little bit pricier because they are, you know, things get pricier the more friendly they are from like a vegan standpoint, from an allergy standpoint. But yeah, I recommend these. The next thing I want to talk about are these blueberries. So these are Elementos y Frutos S.A. blueberries. I love blueberries, and I especially like to put them on cereal. I've noticed that I really like that because I'm not someone who can just eat fruit. Like, I can't just have a whole fruit bowl and just sit there and eat fruit. Like, I'm not into that. So what I like to do is kind of mix it into things. And I'm like the same way with vegetables. I can't just sit there and eat vegetables. But if I can mix it into something, then I really like them a lot. So for me, with blueberries, I really like sprinkling them into cereal. And I will be sharing with you the cereal that I like to sprinkle it into most soon. But I want to get through these refrigerated items. The next thing that I have absolutely been loving is Daiya, and this is their deliciously dairy Swiss style slices. So it's dairy free, soy free, and it's a good source of calcium. So you don't have to have dairy to have, you know, cheese. It's a good source of calcium. Gluten free, improved texture and flavor. So it just looks like this, and then it's like a little peel up, which is really easy. And then I'll even pull it out for you. Might as well. What the heck? So they're like little circles. So which actually looks to me like provolone rather than Swiss, but whatever. But the Swiss just makes it taste so good. It has like, I think the Swiss flavor was really good. And I don't know, I've always been a huge fan of Daiya cheese, especially, and I got especially into Daiya because whenever, there was at one point where I wasn't sure if I had a soy allergy, and so I wanted to get soy-free, dairy-free. I don't know, there might have been a couple weeks where I was soy-free, dairy-free, and gluten-free. Like, I don't know, but Daiya kind of hit at definitely the dairy-free and soy-free end of it. And I had like their shredded cheese before, but I like this better just because I like it for whenever I do sandwiches. If I want to put it in something else, I can just break it up if I need to. Like, it's not a big deal. But I have found that out of all the cheeses that I have tried, this one I think tastes the best. I like that it's its own slice. Like, there's this one cheese that I like, but I have to shred it, and that means I have to make another dirty dish by using one of those like cheese shredder grater things, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So this just makes my life so much easier, and it's really, really good. So I would highly recommend checking out the Daiya Swiss style slices. I just picked up the cheddar ones too, which I like, but I think I still prefer the Swiss. And then the last refrigerator item that I'm going to talk about is baby spinach. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be this brand. This one is from the Fresh Express brand, which baby spinach is an excellent source of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, manganese, and potassium. And I've been a big fan of spinach for a long time. In February, I'm trying to get more into kale just to kind of switch things up. But I am so obsessed with baby spinach. I like to put it into sandwiches. I like to mix it into pasta. I like to mix it into my burrito bowls, which I'm going to talk about soon. So I kind of just try to put it in as many places as possible to get as much green in my diet as possible, which is why, you know, because I put it into so many different things, that's kind of like why I want to try to start incorporating kale too, so that way I can also have like a different green, so it's not all the same exact leafy green. I would get lettuce, but I feel like lettuce expires so much more quickly, like iceberg lettuce or like lettuce that you would put in like tacos and stuff. Like it just, I have it for like 2 days and then it already looks gross. So I found the most success with greens to be with baby spinach, and then I'm also trying kale. For January, my favorite was definitely by far spinach. So the next thing I want to talk about are these chia seeds, which for me, I wanted to incorporate them more into my diet for fiber purposes. So fiber, so it's dietary fiber is 9 grams, and then the protein is 6 grams too. So it's a good source of protein and fiber, and this is from Bob's Red Mill, and they're the whole chia seeds, and they are gluten-free also, which is great. So I just like to sprinkle this onto toast, whether I put butter on the toast, vegan cream cheese on the toast. I throw it into, like, I don't know, I can kind of like sprinkle into everything. But then I was like doing it too much, and I was like, okay, Alex, there are a lot of options to put chia seeds in, but I don't want to get like sick of eating the same thing over and over again. But it's just a great way to just sprinkle this into different things that you have to get that extra protein and fiber. So I would recommend trying that out. I also really like my burrito bowls that I make, which I will insert a clip or a picture above for you guys to see, where I mix like rice, garbanzo beans, spinach, zucchini, the Swiss style cheese from Daya, pepper and salt, and then sometimes turmeric depending on the day. Oh, and tofu as well. Now, so as far as salt and pepper goes, I don't know if this is the salt and pepper that I used in January, because I know like we ran out of it, but generally speaking, I've been trying to incorporate salt and pepper and things. But my favorite though that I want to share with you is the COLLAB. So it's the black peppercorn and then the sickly white rock salt. And so it looks like this, and then it has the caps that you take off, and then you just, you know, you circle it around and then it comes out. And we've gotten other ones since, at least with the pepper, not the salt, but these work the best, and I think they are grounded the best, because I feel like the other one we have is just the pepper's too thin. I like that this was a little bit thicker, not too thick, but like, I don't know. I just think that these were so much better. So I wanted to share. I'm incorporating salt and pepper into things, but I want to just let you guys know which ones I actually really like. And which is funny, because until like about around September, I never even bothered with pepper. Like in my entire life, I was like, why is there pepper? I would just always reach for salt, and now I really like pepper. The next thing that I want to talk about are the Barbara's Puffins Original Cereal. I swear I've probably, since I've been here, gotten at least 20 of these cereal boxes, maybe more. But they are it's a really good cereal. It tastes really good. It's a good, decent source of fiber. It's 5 grams of fiber. I think a good source of fiber is 6 grams, or that's considered high fiber, 6 grams. But so let's see, yeah, 5 grams of fibers, only 5 grams of sugar. It has whole grains in it, and it's also vegan friendly, which is great. So I love having a bowl of cereal. Sometimes I eat these both dry, and I also eat it with like silk cashew milk, and then I throw in those blueberries that I was talking about with you guys earlier. So it kind of just depends on you know, what I feel like doing. Sometimes I feel like having a bowl of dry cereal. Sometimes I feel like having a bowl with milk and, you know, some blueberries. But blueberries with this cereal is such a good combination. Like, it's just like they were meant to be eaten together. So I'd highly recommend that if you get this Puffins Original to mix it with blueberries. This one I'm obsessed with. I've had so many of these. Then of course we got to talk about coffee, which I've been loving Starbucks coffee. I think I've only been drinking Starbucks coffee. Actually, yeah. I don't think I've had any other coffee other than Starbucks since September. And I don't mean like going out to Starbucks. If I did go out, I did go to Starbucks, but inside, I think the only Starbucks that I've had are K-Cups from Starbucks, and then my parents, they also make Starbucks coffee, so sometimes I've had some of their coffee. But my favorite is the Keurig Hot Sumatra Single Original Coffee. It's a dark roast coffee, which I've tried a couple different dark roast coffees from Starbucks. I tried the Verona K-Cup. I tried the, what's it called? The French roast, but this one I like the best. So if you're going to get any of the dark roast from Starbucks, I would recommend getting the Sumatra. I think it's amazing. And then the last food item I'm going to talk about is kind of like a love-hate relationship, and I'll explain why. It is the McCormick ground turmeric spice. So this, I also didn't discover turmeric until I think about September, and I was watching one of COLLAB's videos where she put turmeric, I think, in a tofu scramble, and it looks so good. So I got this specifically for tofu scramble, which I have made a couple times and was so delicious. And then I also have put this into sandwiches, and I love putting it into my burrito bowls. It just gives everything an extra kick. A nice spice to it without it being too spicy, because I can't eat too much spice. And this I really like. It tastes really good, but I have to be careful too not to use it too often, because I have to be careful with how much spice I have, since my tummy is a little sensitive. And then also what's funny about this is that it stains my fingers. It's like the hate part of it. Like, I hate that it stains my fingers, but it's so good that I kind of just don't care. But then I do care, but I don't. Now, I also want to mention Target and Jet.com, because I've been ordering a lot from Target and Jet.com, just because there's some foods that I cannot get in store. So what I do is I've been putting in Target and Jet.com orders, and so I would highly recommend checking those two places out, so that way you can get stuff sent to you really easily. I have a Target card, so I get 5% off. Jet.com has some good deals. Some stuff is overpriced though, so you gotta shop, you gotta like compare prices, but you can get some really good deals on Jet.com. And then I love Target for, like, it's one of my favorite stores ever. But I've been getting a lot of stuff from both of those places online. And I have a couple of random favorites for you guys. Kind of ties into food a little bit, but it is this Starbucks mug. I actually got this for my parents for Christmas, I want to say like 10 years ago, because I just saw them. I thought they were really cute. I know my parents really like having coffee every morning, and it's funny because I remember on Christmas Day I made them open their presents before they made their coffee, and they were like they didn't really get why, but they were like, okay, like let's open it, and then they were like, oh, okay. So but ever since they whipped them out for Christmas time, I've just been obsessively using this mug, and there's two, so you know, if one gets dirty, I'm like, I have a backup ready to go for me to use. So I've been loving this mug. And then also, and what's in it too is the Sumatra K-Cup that I was talking about earlier. And I also really love my Keurig. It's been a lifesaver because my parents make their own coffee, but they like, when I get up in the morning, first thing in the morning, the first thing that I want is a cup of coffee, and I want it now. So if I'm up earlier than them, or even if we get up at the same time, it takes them forever to make their coffee, because they have like one of those ninjas, and it makes like a full pot rather than, you know, per cup. So I'm just like not about that life. I just like want to make my own cup. So that's what I do, is I just make my own K-Cup, and I just make it right away. My Keurig makes that so much easier. So I'm so glad, you know, that I have that there, or have that here to use. And I use it, I show it on Snapchat and on Insta Story all of the time on my alex.n.welch Instagram account. So you guys know, you're probably sick of seeing my Keurig, and you're probably sick of seeing my mugs. Okay, I have one more random favorite, then we're going to get into music and TV, and then I have one hate for the very end. Actually, let's do the hate now, because I don't want to end on a bad note. So my hate for the month is just the winter time, it being cold. It's just like a depressing time of the year. So I'm not about that. I am definitely a summer girl. I'm not about being cold, and like, even though I'm inside, it's like even inside I'm freezing and I have to wear a million layers, like, and I'm so sick of having to wear a million layers. So I am ready for the summer. And also during the winter, like, I haven't been able to go on walks. I guess I could, and I could just get really bundled up to go outside and walk around, but it's just like I catch colds really easily. My immune system is very low, so I'm just afraid if I go on walks, I'm just going to keep getting myself sick, which is not, I don't need that in my life. I'm already sick on enough as it is. So I haven't been going out on walks, which really sucks, because that's kept me inside even more than I was before, and I was not happy about being inside the house all the time like I was before. So pretty much 90% of 95, maybe even more percent of me every day, in everyday life, I am in this room. So when I'm kind of excited for it to get warmer out, even springtime will be great, so I can just kind of get in the house and out of the house and go on walks, because if you guys don't know, I live in the middle of nowhere, so I can't even walk to get anywhere. Like if I walked to get to somewhere like a public place, it would probably take me at least 45 minutes to an hour, and I don't have a car. So I really can't wait for it to get warmer out so I can at least walk around where I live, just to get a little workout in, to get outside, see some nature, see a different scenery other than this room. So yeah, so that's why I've been kind of hating the winter even more so than usual. And then my last random favorite that I wanted to talk about with you guys is action is a quote actually, and the quote is "Actions speak louder than words," which is really really huge for me right now, going through something very tough in my life that I can't talk about. But looking back, it's even helped me through some stuff, like looking back at stuff. You know, I used to be in a verbally abusive relationship with my significant other, who I lived with for 5 years, had to live with her for an additional 9 months. And Michael, are you really chewing on a box? So that quote is like really resonating with me, because, you know, people can say, you know, oh, I love you, I care about you, I do so much for you, and all of these things, and they're just words. But if you look at their actions, that will tell you if those words are true, if they're really backing up what they're saying. So I just think, you know, it's really important that if you are in a bad situation, or you feel like you might be, or you're unhappy with a relationship, to kind of see like, okay, you know, look at people's actions too, not just what their words are. So just keep an eye on that. But yeah, so I don't know, that quote has just been really resonating with me, and I definitely think, even for me and for anybody else who even hears that quote, is to also think about, you know, even our own actions and words. Like, you know, we say these things and then we don't back it up, like treat people, I don't know, it's just another way for me to, it's just treat people the way that you would want to be treated. And do that through actions, not just words. I don't know. All right, on to music. So I just want to mention one song in particular. It is from Seether, and it's a song called Fine Again. So I've been depressed lately, not as much. I'm more depressed in February than I was in January, but I was still depressed in January. But I was at least a little bit hopeful. So whenever I'm feeling kind of down, I listen to Seether, because they have, I love Seether so much, but part of the reason why is because I connect with a lot of their songs when I'm depressed or sad. And but one song is called Fine Again, which it's kind of like recognizing that you are in a bad place, but that you will be fine again. So I'm actually going to pull up some of the lyrics. Okay, so I have the lyrics pulled up, so here's the lyrics that I really connect with. So right off the bat, at the beginning of the song, it goes, "It seems like every day's the same, and I'm left to discover on my own." And then the next part, I connect with that part because it just seems like my days are so repetitive, like I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's really not that exciting. And then, "It seems like everything is gray and there's no color to behold," which, it's wintertime, it is really gray out, and it just pretty much meaning that it's super, like, I'm super depressed, and, you know, I'm not happy, I'm not having fun, you know, so no color, just gray. And then the part that kind of, you know, reminds me though that everything will be fine again is, "And I am aware now how everything's gonna be fine one day." And then the ending of the song, it's like, "Seems like everything's gonna be fine for me, for me, for myself, for me, for me, for myself." So I don't know, I just really connect with it because I like, when I'm depressed, I want to listen to depressing music. I'm not going to be listening to Miley Cyrus Party in the USA. Like, that's just too much happy. I'm just like bitter about that much happy. But at the same time, I kind of don't want to get stuck, you know, listening to super depressing music that I'm stuck in my depression. So I kind of like that this is a little bit more of a transitional in-between song where it's kind of depressing, but it's at the same time saying, you know what, I'm going to be fine again though. All right, and the last lifestyle favorite that we are going to talk about is my Netflix show that I have been watching, and I'm actually rewatching it, and I've already finished it. I think I finished it at the beginning of February, but in January I watched a lot of Parks and Recreation. And like I said, I've been depressed, and one day I was like, you know what, I want to watch something that's really upbeat, makes me laugh, that I really enjoy, and like Parks and Recreation is that. So I really enjoy the show. I think it's really funny. I love the humor of it. And it's one of those shows that it's not so serious that you have to pay attention to every little thing. Otherwise, you're not going to know what's going on. And it's just, I don't know, I just really enjoy it. And also a favorite is the character Leslie Knope from Parks and Recreation. I just think that she is such an interesting character. She's a lot of fun, very hardworking, but still has, spunky attitude, and like, I don't know, like she's just very motivating, so, and just very funny. So I really enjoy watching that show. It's definitely one of my favorite shows of all time. All right, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what some of your favorite lifestyle favorites are. If you have any recommendations for me to watch on Netflix or food to try, let me know down in the comments. Now, if you have not subscribed to my channel already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below. Click that little bell so that you're notified of when my videos have been posted. Like this video if you did like it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! Next product I'm going to talk about with you guys is the COLLAB Precision Brow Color in Dope Taupe, which is one of their pot brow pencil or brow products. And I have